Hi everyone, this is Jessica L'Whor, and I'm here with Ask L'Whor. I am sitting here in my drag lab room, whatever you want to call it, and this is Ask L'Whor number 14. Woo! We're getting there. Like I said, you asked those questions, and I promise to answer them. I'm getting ready for Drag Queen Brunch at M Uptown. I'm feeling perky. I'm feeling shiny in a good way. And yeah, it's going to be a really good time. Come check us out on the patio before the snow comes and nobody wants to ever go outside again. Um, Even in my absence, views have gone up on my YouTube videos, which I've been very thankful for. Um, People are subscribing to my YouTube channel and asking me questions. People have been a little uncomfortable asking some questions, and I've gotten some private questions, so I'm actually really excited about that. You can always feel free to message me any questions you don't feel comfortable publicly posting, and I'll still answer them. I have no problem answering them and giving my opinions. So we have two questions that I'm going to answer for today because I want to save some for the next time that I do it. And so moving right along into questions, everyone. I feel like as I talk, wigs are falling behind me, which is kind of funny. First one is, okay, I want to see more than just lip syncing. Why don't the queens in Denver do more, like impersonations, them singing, skits? That's why last month at Drag Nation, the Little Mermaid skit that I was in with Mariah Spanik was so awesome. I want comedy, dancing, acting, more. I completely agree with you. Unfortunately, right now, that's like the undesired themeware for what not themeware but theme of what drag goers are looking for, or show producers, and that's kind of unfortunate. You can kind of see this wave of trends for what's popular in the drag world and what's not so popular. And so I'd say right now, being that queen that quote unquote slays the house down and can, hit every single note in the song and can do backflips and death drops and splits and put their leg up and drop down into the splits, or twerk not like a white person because I really suck at twerking. But I think that right now, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that right now is what I think everybody is kind of expecting and looking for, is that kind of like epic performance kind of thing. There are themed shows around comedy. They do campy drag where people try and do funny songs, or they try and do fun makeup and just kind of change it up. There is and I was talking about her before. Anya Nees was probably the only one that I can think of that would regularly do funny, clever, comedic performances that kind of fit with whatever song that she was choosing. And because she's a big actress, she's an actress, she performs all the time. Currently, I think the only one that comes up with like really clever or punny performances is Chloe Katz. She's always kind of coming up with new stuff. She did the Britney Spears, bald head Britney. She did Donald Trump, MILF Money. The idea to pour milk like on stage, like to me, that's kind of going outside the box. There are queens that sing live, and there are queens that sing very good live. And one that stands out to me is Ariel Stacks, very talented singer. Actually went to high school with Ariel, and so we were in musicals and everything together. It's different when you're in drag though, and I think that, and I was talking to Ariel about this too. It's different when you're in drag and you're trying to sing. I think a lot of it is the expectation that queens are supposed to lip sync, and that if you're going outside the box in your lips and you're deciding to sing live, that you're going to be critiqued even more harsh and more direct, and I don't approve of that. That's one of the things I actually really enjoyed about Lady Sativa's show, was that people were forced to do one live number, and it wasn't about being the best, it wasn't about being good, it wasn't about singing every note and having the pitch or anything like that. It really was about just kind of stepping outside your comfort zone, and that was one of my favorite things, is that sometimes queens are looking for an outlet, or performers are looking for an outlet to sing live or to rap live, and some queens just don't give a flying rat's ass, and others just are really worried about the judgment that you're going to get. Regardless of how talented you are, you're still going to be judged for it. or you picked the wrong song, or whatever, blah, 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 blah. In terms of impersonations, they do impersonation shows. The big problem is with some of the impersonation shows that I've seen is that people are assigned one, maybe three characters during the show, and either they hit one of those three characters spot on, or they don't really do an impersonation. An impersonation to me isn't just doing the song and trying to dress like the person. It's kind of like going all out as much as you can with makeup, with mannerisms, with how you're doing it. When I think of impersonations and I think of someone that knows how to do amazing impersonations, I think of Mariah Spanik, who changes her makeup 3 numbers different times and can go from Adele to Tina Turner to Selena, and you think it's a completely different queen, and she almost replicates mannerisms, dance moves, hair flipping, whatever it is, while putting on that character. And so I think there should be more impersonations. Denver is not big for skits here. I know that there are hit and miss kind of skits that you'll catch or that people put on shows, but I would say in terms of drag, the Seattle is the biggest like theatrical comedy, campy, like over the top, like trying to embody new shows, new characters, and that's really unique to Seattle. And I wish that there was more of that in Denver. And I think honestly, it's because I feel like right now the trending drag that people want or what show producers expect is in this weird stage, but right now it's all about, can you dance the house down? And unfortunately, not every queen can, and when queens sometimes try, you look like me, or you look like other people. It's just like a flailing dead fish, and it's not cute. And so how do we balance this love and support for different styles of performance, and try that out? But I completely agree with you. I want to see more of that too, and maybe I'll spend a month only doing that and doing comedic numbers or trying to do things that are a little bit more outside of the box, because I completely agree that there needs to be less judgment and just more embracing of people trying new things and trying to expand what they're capable of doing. The next question I have is, if this hasn't been asked before, but how long do you see yourself doing drag, and how would you do your final performance for your last show? I don't see myself quitting drag anytime soon. I really don't know how long I would do it. People have asked me if I would quit it for a guy, and I don't think I'd quit it for a guy unless it was my choice, or I would take a break. I think that I wouldn't announce taking a break or anything like that. I'd slow down in how many shows that I'm doing, because that's really where it starts, is your ability to say no to a show, which is really difficult. But I figure right now that I have the drive, that I'm going to consistently try and keep up with it and invest a little bit more. I'm starting to understand the value of selling things that I just don't use, so I can invest in nicer things as well. But I don't know how long. I'd like to say that I'd be like a Nina Montalda. Well, no one's a Nina Montalda, but I'd love to say that I would do it for so many years and whatnot, because I enjoy doing it, and right now it's just fun. It's so much fun, and it's liberating. And at the same time, I can't say that, like, oh yeah, in 20 years I'm gonna be having my ass hang out, because who knows what's gonna happen to my ass in 20 years. Have I thought about my final big performance? I have. I'm one of those weird people that thinks about, like, the what ifs. Like, if I were to get married, if I were to have a final performance, if I were to be a big kid and get a really big kid job. No, I have thought about my last performance, and I don't know exactly what song I'd do. I really want to say that I would do a mixture of my go-to most favorite songs to perform. So I record songs that I fall in love with, either the concept or whatever I'm doing. But my last performance would, honestly, I'd love to do this mashup, this giant mashup. And I know it wouldn't be possible with all of these people, that almost like a flash mob of people that had supported me throughout my life before I was out, but knew because I trusted them before I started drag. When I started in the beginning stages of my drag, people that I still haven't talked to in a long time, but still really mean a lot to me. And a lot of the queens and other performers that I've worked with that have really either helped me or inspired me or made me feel really special. And I think that's how I'd want to end it, is just this big, upbeat, beautiful bash. Like, I wouldn't want to do it alone. I wouldn't have any desire to do it completely alone. Maybe start it out that way, but that's one way. The other direction that I would go is have at least one performance be epic costume changes. Like, you know those YouTube videos with the magicians where they put up like the condom thing and then they shake it around and then they pull it down and they're in a completely different outfit? I have always wanted to figure out how to do that appropriately, how to get the costumes made for that, and do like 30 costume changes in one number. That would be fantastic. And if I could figure out how to do hair too, that'd be really cool. But I've always been a reveal and quick change kind of queen, and that's what I love. I love seeing that. I love when it's done well. So that's how I see. I think those were really, really great questions. I'm going to end it there because I got to get going before I'm late for Drag Queen Brunch. Find me on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. I'm continuing going up. My goal is to get 100 by the end of the year, and so far we're about a little bit over a third of the way there. Like my videos, share my videos, comment with any questions that you're curious. I love talking about the Colorado drag scene or my opinions on the any drag, even though, you know, people don't have to agree with me, which is probably most of the people watching this video. Find me on Instagram at @the_L.Whor. Find me on Facebook and like my page, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!